Hi friends, it's Valerie. Welcome back to another week's What's for Dinner. If you're new here, I'd love if you'd hit that subscribe button and join my YouTube family. And I put What's for Dinner videos out every Monday. And this week I have 3 inspiration meals for you, and I hope that you enjoy them. And one of them is on the grill, so I just want to make a note that you don't have to do this on the grill if you don't have a grill or if you just don't want a grill. This is completely able to be made in a pan on the stove, a cast iron skillet. It could even be done in the oven if you want it on a sheet pan. Completely, totally doable. So don't let that freak you out. Don't not make it. It's super easy. And let's see what else. I just chose to do it outside because I want to get out in the sun a bit, enjoy a little bit of summer, fresh air as much as I can, get outside of my house. So I hope that you enjoy these, and let's get started. This first recipe is Instant Pot creamy mushroom meatballs and rice. To start off, I went ahead and washed some mushrooms, and I'm just using some white mushrooms here because it's what I have on hand, and I'm going to go ahead and slice those up. You'll need about 2 cups of sliced mushrooms, around there. Next time I make this recipe, I will actually increase the mushrooms to maybe 3 or even 4 cups worth because we really love mushrooms, and I enjoyed the mushrooms in this a lot, and I think I just would have liked some more in there. Next, you will need a 10.5 ounce can of condensed chicken broth, and I don't have any on hand, so I'm just using some water and mixing in some of that chicken better than bouillon base into it. But for my amount of water, I'm just doubling the bouillon base so that I get more of that condensed flavor to water ratio. And then now I'm just opening my Instant Pot and pouring that into the bottom, as well as 3 cups of water you will need to pour in, as well as the chicken broth. Next, you will need about 1.5 pounds of meatballs, and I'm using these home-style chicken and beef kind, and I'm just going to go ahead and pour those right into the broth. And if you only have a 1 pound bag of frozen meatballs, that will totally work for this. In fact, next time I'll actually probably just use 1 pound's worth. And next, you're going to want to measure out your rice, 2 cups of long grain white rice, and go ahead and pour that into the Instant Pot on top of your meatballs. Next, I'm taking a 10.5 ounce can of cream of mushroom soup, and you're just going to dump that right into the Instant Pot. I'm just using the Aldi brand here. Next, you're going to go ahead and add in your seasonings, 1/2 teaspoon each of salt, pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder. Next, I'm just pressing about 3 to 4 cloves of garlic into here. If you don't like that much garlic, feel free to just use the amount that you like. I really like a lot of garlic in my food, so I'm using about 4 cloves here. Now just go ahead and dump all of those sliced mushrooms on top into an even layer. And you're not going to want to stir this until after it's cooked. Next, you're just going to go ahead and put your lid on your Instant Pot and make sure that it's in the sealing position. And then you're going to cook that on high for 9 minutes. And then once it's cooked, you're going to give that instant quick release of pressure. And then here's that all done. As you can see here, I'm just giving that a quick stir because now is the point where you're going to add in your heavy whipping cream. And that's going to be 1 cup of heavy cream that you're adding in. And then just go ahead and give that a good stir to incorporate the cream into all of the rice mixture. And I went ahead and made some garlic toast to go with that as a side, and I also topped that cheese with some Parmesan cheese and just mixed that into the rice a bit. I didn't want to add it all into the whole pot, but I just put it into my individual serving. And there's that, and this was really delicious. I want to really eat this a lot. I really love rice and mushrooms and cheese. This was really good. This next meal is going to be some cheesesteaks. I'm starting off by making the marinade for the meat, and I'm starting off with 2 tablespoons each of Dijon mustard, Worcestershire sauce, and balsamic vinegar. Next, I'm going to be adding in a half a teaspoon each of onion powder, Italian seasoning, and dried parsley. And then I'm going to be adding in a 1/4 teaspoon each of black pepper and red pepper flakes. I'm also going to be crushing some garlic in there, about 4 cloves. Again, because I like a lot of garlic, you can just add the amount you feel you would normally use for something like this if you don't like as much garlic.
It's been a while, been a while, been a while.
Then just go ahead and give that a good stir to incorporate all those flavors together, and then you're just gonna go ahead and set that aside while you start on your meat. For the meat, I'm just using a little over a pound's worth here of this thin sliced top round steak. You're going to want to cut that into some very thin slices, and I'm just using this fillet knife that I have here because it's just the easiest knife I have to get what I'm going for here. You're going to maybe go for about an 1/8 inch thickness, and if you're struggling with slicing it really thin, a trick would be to stick it in your freezer for maybe about an hour, and that will make it easier for you to slice very thin, and it will continue to defrost while it's in the marinade. And I'm just going ahead and adding all that meat into a bowl with the marinade and giving that a good mix so it gets all coated. And you're going to want to go ahead and let that marinate for 6 hours up to overnight, whatever time you kind of have available there. Next, you'll want to get started on thinly cutting all your vegetables, and here I'm starting off by thinly slicing some onion. I have about half to a whole onion there that I'm slicing up, and apparently my camera cut out, so it didn't get the rest of me cutting the onion or the beginning of me cutting this green pepper, but I noticed, thankfully, and here's the rest of that for you. So now I'm just also slicing up some bell peppers, some green bell peppers, and then it's going to be some red bell peppers as well as some mushrooms. I'm doing about a whole red bell pepper, a whole green bell pepper, and about a 8-ounce package of white mushrooms. And here's what all those amounts of vegetables are like there, and we're going to be cooking this on the grill, so he's heating it up some oil on there and tossing on the onions to start getting them cooked. You don't have to use a grill, we're just choosing to use our griddle here outside today, but this will easily be done on a pan, no problem. Definitely do not need to do this on the grill at all. So here he's also just adding in some salt and pepper to those onions, and you're going to let those cook a little bit here before adding on the rest of the vegetables. And then once those start cooking up, we push them to the side, and we're going to add in all those other vegetables, both the types of peppers and the mushrooms, and then just let those cook up a bit. You're just going to want to go ahead and let all those veggies get nice and soft and cook down. If you don't like that texture, feel free to go ahead and just leave them soft, but not too soft, just a little crunchy if that's how you prefer it. It's definitely a preference thing. And I just want to note that while we're cooking all these vegetables, I went ahead and pulled out the meat with the marinade from the refrigerator so that it could start to come to room temperature a bit before we throw it on the griddle. Now we've just went ahead and moved those vegetables to the side while we get started on the meat. So back to the griddle here, we've just gone ahead and put all that meat on the griddle and gonna go ahead and let that cook for just a couple minutes is all it will take to cook up. Same thing, you can always just still do this in a pan very easily. And then once that meat is done, you're just gonna go ahead and add your veggies into it and give that a good mix to get it all together there. To go with these cheesesteaks, I just wanted some fries, so I'm just cooking up some frozen Red Robin fries. These are amazing. I'll probably never go back to any other type of frozen fry, and there's that temp there if you're interested. And now I am just going to get the bread ready, and I'm using some hoagie rolls, and I just put a light coating of mayonnaise on them to put them onto the griddle to toast them up. And I'm also putting some cheese on them to melt, and I think we're just using a mozzarella because it's all we have, but of course if we had provolone I would be using that. And here, just gonna go ahead and top that with the meat, and I'm over here telling my boyfriend like, hey, don't be stingy with the meat. He's over here putting like such a little bit. Okay, anyways, this was super good though, definitely didn't disappoint. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Last meal is going to be some super easy turkey and Havarti grilled sandwiches. And I'm starting off by making some frozen onion rings to go with these because they're going to cook a little longer than it'll take the sandwiches, so I'm starting those first. So I'm just taking those pale ale battered onion rings. I think they were in my grocery haul. If so, I will go ahead and leave a card for that in this. So I'm just cooking those up first, placing those in the air fryer to cook up. They were actually very good in flavor. And next I'm getting started on the sandwiches, and I'm just taking some brioche bread and I'm putting a layer of mayonnaise. We don't use butter anymore to crisp up our grilled cheese or anything like that. I've really been liking how butter really makes it very crispy. So yeah, that's all I'm doing now is I'm just putting a thin layer of that right onto the bread. And I don't think I showed you guys the bread here, and sorry for that, but I believe it was in my last little grocery haul video, and if so, I will leave a little card in this video so you can go to that. And here's the Havarti cheese slices that we'll be using, and this oven roasted turkey. So here I'm just heating up my griddle, and I'm gonna go ahead and place that bread down, face down onto it with the mayonnaise side, and just go ahead and place your meat and your cheese however much you want. And this isn't so much like grilled cheese, like it's all super melty, super hot. The meat is definitely warmed and the cheese is melted, it's just not super melted. If that's what you're going for, I would recommend like cooking up your meat on the side in a pan, like really heating it up, frying it up, and then adding it on top so that it's all extra hot. If you were to leave it too long, by then your bread would start burning. But the goal of what I was going for here was toasted, but not everything being super hot with this hot weather. So here's that, just doing another sandwich there. And like I said, just do whatever layers of meat and cheese that you want. But on this brioche bread, it was really, really good.
It's been a while, been a while, been a while.
I struggled a bit flipping those from the side, coming from the side here, since I had the camera right in front of the griddle, but I got it going, if you could tell there. It was just a moment of craziness, and by that I got down how to do it on the second one. And here is those onion rings out of the air fryer, and that's dinner. It was really, really quick and easy and perfect for when it's already hot outside and you don't want to heat up the kitchen. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch my videos. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future What's for Dinner videos. I hope you all have an amazing week.